going to talk about blocks today. There are a plethora of blocks, 20 plus blocks that we can go over, but I'm going to stick to 3 main blocks in this video. We're going to stick to the high block, the middle block, and the low block. Okay, those are our basic blocks, but those are also 3 blocks that you need to know as a white belt. Why? Because they go right with your blocking forms. Okay, so we're getting our horse stance. And the first block we're going to talk about is what we call a Chu-Dan Uke. Chu-Dan Uke, all right? Uke means block. So everything we're going over are Uke Wazas, they're blocking techniques. Chu-Dan Uke is a low block, okay? So as we have our hands chambered, the low block actually starts from up here, right? Some people just go straight down, and that's not correct, students. You don't want to go straight down or just sweep across right here. You want to bring it up to the opposite shoulder. So if I have my left hand, it's coming up to the right shoulder, and it's dropping straight down. Look at where it's going, though. It's not going to go all the way on the outside of my body. It's going to stop right on the inside of my thigh. Why? I don't want to leave my body all the way open. I also don't want to straighten my arm, right? Remember, we shouldn't have our arm completely straight like this. So when you throw the low block, I do believe in having just a slight turn in it and executing it right on the inside of the thigh. Okay? Now, as that one is down, the right hand will come up to the left shoulder, and it goes down, and the other one comes back in the chamber, like so. And this is our Chu-Dan Uke. Really basic, really simple. Okay? The best way to practice this is to do the drill that it is that I'm just doing. Just to come down here, 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 here. That's one of the best practice techniques that you can have. Some people think that the Chu-Dan Uke, the low block, is all for kicks. It's not just for kicks, because if somebody's striking to the middle of my body, I can step back and just come there, okay? So it's not just for kicks, and you also should not bend over to try to block. You'll leave your face exposed. That's a bad martial arts tendency, just to lean into stuff. You don't want to lean. So even as you practice sitting down with it. Sit into it, okay? That's our Chu-Dan Uke, that's our low block. We're gonna go over the Chu-Dan Uke, we'll go in order. Chu-Dan Uke is a middle block. Chu-Dan means middle, okay? So, the Chu-Dan Uke is really interesting because it starts from down here. The Chu-Dan Uke will start from down low, and you'll hook it right up and out like so, with the wrist bent, but the elbow also into the body. I call it a chicken wing. You don't want to have your elbow all the way up here with a chicken wing showing all the body, okay, because you're going to miss it. You also don't want the block all the way over here where you still have parts of the body and the face exposed and you can't do anything. You don't want the elbow all the way extended because you're losing power, and this middle block can easily hook into a catching block, but that's another conversation. But it comes down almost like you got some water that you're scooping, and then you're going to throw it out. You want to lock it right into the body, students. It locks. And then the other one will come down, and it'll lock. Down, lock. Down, lock. Down, lock it right in there, okay? Tight fist. If that hand is open, your block is weak. And that goes for all of these blocks. On your low block, if those fingers are loose, and you try to reach down and block, and somebody's kicking hard, your fingers are done for, all right? So you don't want it tight fist at all times. The Chu-Dan Uke, one of the best ways to practice that, again, is still by doing the drill, but if you have somebody that can punch at you, okay, using degrees of control, just light contact or just to make contact, if they can throw those punches and you can get comfortable just with throwing the blocks in and out, then you'll get more comfortable when it's a real situation just to come out with the middle block, all right? And that's our Chu-Dan Uke. Let's talk about the Chu-Dan Uke, because I spend a lot of time on this. It's our high block. This high block is used to protect our head. It is, without a doubt, for me, one of the most important blocks, because your head gets hit, you're in trouble, all right? And I'm not talking about somebody trying to throw a hammer fist or something like that. No, that's not it. I'm talking about somebody on the street coming with a bat or with a pole or with something. Or for those, the kids that are acting bad, mom grabs that broomstick. You need to be able to protect your head, all right? So, as you get down into the stance number 4, you got to practice these in this stance. My hands are chambered. My right hand is going to come right up through the middle of my body. Remember, your low block started from up here. The middle block started from down here. The high block will start right from your chamber, coming right in the middle of your body, and you need to raise it until it's about nose level with you. You need to look at the block. As it comes up towards your forehead, look at my arm. I'm going to turn my arm out and put it up. This is the high block. You don't want to put the high block directly above your head. First off, you can't see what you're blocking. You don't know what's going on up there. That's the first problem. Second problem is you can't turn it over enough, and you're going to crack that bone. I know a lot of martial artists, they block with the bone on a high block, and that's cool until something really hard hits and you break that bone right there. So that bone breaks, that arm is useless for you. You must turn the arm out. So the fleshy part of the arm, everybody, this part right here is being hit. If I had another person with me, I'd let them crack me a couple times, all right? Just so you guys can see that you can take that a lot more than you can take the bone. And if you think that you can't, just answer one question real quick. Would you rather your arm hurt or have a broken bone? If you're a sane person, arm hurt, right? So, arm coming right up, turning out here, and you must look at the block. My students know my number one pet peeve is to do something and not look at it. Look at that block, and it's almost like the roof of a house. If I got the roof of a house, I got one half of it protecting my head. The other part will then come up, and it comes on the outside. You don't want to bring it inside your block, everybody. I'm going to turn to the side. You don't want to bring it inside the block because my hands will get in the way of each other. Do we see it? They're going to get in the way. I got to bring it outside so I can catch whatever is coming that way with the other hand and yank it back. We're exchanging some power and throwing it straight up. We're exchanging and throwing it straight up. And that's our Chu-Dan Uke. Here, 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 here. Do not confuse a Chu-Dan Uke with a Chu-Dan Uke. What do I mean? A high block, you sit. You don't rise up with a high block. That's a different block. That's a high rising block. A high rising block, you come up. Come up. Okay? A regular high block, you're in the stance. Here, here, here. Okay? And that is how you do the high block. The best way to do that, again, if you got somebody that can just throw some hammer fists over the top to your head, not off to the sides, but literally the top, where you have to protect the front of your forehead and the top of your head, that'll be perfect. So you can practice that. And guys, that's it. Those are our basic 3 blocks that we're going to use.